What's going on, Athletes and Cannabis family? It's your boy Gerald Moore Jr., and I'm the founder of Athletes and Cannabis. Now, it's been some time since I've made some content and posts on this page. I want to thank all of our subscribers, people that have followed us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I've been busy, focused on doing a lot of groundwork and ground building and grassroots work here in Ohio. So I kind of neglected Athletes and Cannabis, and I apologize to the people who have subscribed and supported this movement. Again, my name is Gerald Moore Jr. I'm a former Division I All-American at Ohio University. Go Bobcats! As you can see by all of my memorabilia, I was at Ohio University from 2008 to 2013. Also, ex-NFL free agent with the Oakland Raiders. When I got a shot with the Oakland Raiders, I really noticed that one, I can do whatever I put my mind to. So that's what getting to the NFL showed me in college as well. And so that kind of inspired me to really start Athletes in Cannabis as well, because as somebody that was a highly recruited athlete out of high school, somebody that was an NFL prospect, I know what it feels like to one, the pressures of competing at the Division I and professional level, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. It's a lot. But also just understanding that cannabis is a plant, also understanding that as a Black man, as an African American man, the war on drugs and what it's done to our communities over the last 60 years. Also, I understand healthcare. I got a degree in healthcare from Ohio University, and Western medicine doesn't include cannabis in its modalities to help heal folks, right? Or deal with pain. Usually we just prescribe pills and surgery. And so somebody like myself who was in the midst of studying healthcare while also playing sports at a high level, I kind of became my own guinea pig. I was using cannabis recreationally starting in high school, but realized that it had medicinal benefits. I just couldn't put words to what I was feeling, right? So anxiety, stress, depression, PTSD, pain and inflammation from soreness, from training and working out and stuff like that. So again, as an athlete, very in tune with my body very early on in life. And so again, growing up, people say stay away from cannabis, stay away from weed. It's terrible for you. It won't allow you to be a good athlete. It'll make you stupid, make you lazy. But then just like most teenagers will do, is they're going to try things on their own. And so I tried it on my own, and I actually gravitated towards it. I liked it. I appreciated it. I was underage drinking, right? Peer pressure, having fun with friends. And so I understood the difference. Like I saw the difference of what alcohol felt like to my body and what cannabis felt like to my body, what they felt like together, what the pills felt like, because I was getting pills, Tylenol, ibuprofen, whatever, Toradol shots in college. And so for me, like as a young 18, 19, 21 year old, like I'm like, oh, well, this, even though they're saying this is bad, we're getting drug tested for it. Kids are losing scholarships for it. Kids are being, professional athletes are being shown on ESPN, and like, why, we or Stephen A. Smith, the weed, man, you stay off the weed whole time. It's like, yo, this is a natural medicine. It helps, it's beneficial, but it's illegal, right? And it's frowned upon, and it's still a stigma around it. But a lot of athletes consume cannabis to help them, with the stress, with the anxiety, with the depression, with just life, right? It helps with sleep, helps with appetite, helps with attitude. You know what I mean? So many just different, things and reasons and ways cannabis can really help. So again, that's why I gravitated towards it, and that's also why I started Athletes in Cannabis, because I understood not just myself but tons of other athletes. One, we don't understand sometimes that, hey, cannabis, although we may be smoking it recreationally, we're also smoking it medicinally because it's helping us with something. We deal with grief. Me and my wife lost our third child to a stillbirth, and so rest in peace to our son Miles. We have a nonprofit, Miles's Mission. If you guys are familiar with stillbirth, our nonprofit focuses on, preserving his legacy, but also raising awareness and creating resources for families that are grieving. We help hospital organizations and governments with policy around stillbirth prevention, infant mortality, and maternal mortality. So obviously, this is something very close to us and something that we've been navigating for the past 4 years. Another reason why I haven't really been posting a lot on athletes and cannabis. Grief, anybody that's lost a child or has lost anybody in their life understands that grief comes, out of the blue sometimes. But also, as a man, as a husband, it's my responsibility to, make sure my family's good. So the last 4 years, I've been making sure my wife is healing and recovering. And even though I can't fix the situation, even though there's only so much I can do, a lot of my energy and efforts have gone into just ensuring that my family has been okay. So my other two children, obviously, were very heavily impacted. Every single day, we think about Miles, and we miss him. Yeah, and so it's been challenging. But again, a lot of us deal with grief. A lot of times, as athletes, we don't have the space or the environments to really navigate or deal with our grief because, again, we are busy performing. And every single day you have to show up and perform, or your job is on the line, or your chance of making it to the NFL is in jeopardy. So again, that's a very tough place to be, and a lot of times athletes don't talk about it or discuss it. Things just get pushed under because, hey, I don't have time. Right. While I was playing college ball, my parents got divorced, couldn't come to many games. I'm wondering, why aren't they coming to many games? Season ends. Stepmom tells me, I guess I'll tell you. I told her I was ineligible, and she told me they were getting a divorce. Again, stress, anxiety, depression. So these are things that folks are navigating, right? And cannabis is something that has helped me, navigate the world, navigate being a man in society, being an athlete, just being a human being, right? Being a husband, being a father. And so I believe cannabis is it's a spiritual thing as well. So, but again, I created this platform really to help athletes share their voice, get their messaging out there. Obviously, now there's a lot more athletes being public about it. Still, NFL players can't really publicly talk about it or invest in cannabis companies. So we have a lot of former professional athletes, ex NFL players, that have companies and that have brands and that have flower and strains that have become more public. But again, once you get out of the spotlight, nobody really cares about you anymore. The impact isn't the same as when you're playing and you're on the TV every Sunday and Monday, and you got millions of fans tuning in to watch you. So we've had athletes like Kevin Durant who've been public about their cannabis consumption and support. Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, Al Harrington, Allen Iverson, Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, who else? Megan Rapinoe, soccer. Sha'Carri Richardson obviously had her run-ins with cannabis. Megatron, Ricky Williams, just to name a few. Those are a few folks who are former athletes, some Hall of Fame athletes that have gotten into the cannabis industry through branding or creating their own companies. So there is expansion, there is growth, but again, the biggest thing is ending the stigma, having conversations, and educating the community. Because again, people just think, oh, you smoke weed, you're not going to be a productive citizen, right? You're not going to be able to protect yourself. You're not going to be able to drive. You're not going to be able to work. You're not going to be able to go to school, do schoolwork. You can't take care of your kids. There's just a lot of just nonsense out there. You know what I mean? Like I'm on camera right now. And I mean, you can see my accolades behind me, right? I was third team all conference. This is from our championship bowl game. This is from weightlifting competition. These are my veteran varsity letters. Over here, freshman, sophomore, national underclassmen, quarterback MVP. I got defensive MVP from my high school. This was hanging up in the stadium when I was playing. And then I won mentor of the year. And then back here, you got my varsity letter. I was a 3-year varsity letter winner, would have been 4. Got my helmet, of course. Then got my diploma. College of Health and Sciences, and these are all my bowl games. It's one of my bowl rings. First winning bowl ring in the history of Ohio University. We won the Idaho Potato Bowl in Boise, Idaho. So obviously this is one of my prized possessions right there. Sorry, it's not auto focusing. There we go. So Mackey's champions. It's getting there. So yeah, I'm somebody that has played at a very high level. I was an All-American. I was a captain. And so again, it's this ideology, this idea that you can't consume cannabis and be a productive citizen or a productive athlete. And again, it's not marketable right now, right? Sports, they want to make sports family friendly, even though there's alcohol commercials, there's sex commercials, we're selling sex, selling jeans. But cannabis is bad. I'm also a published author, signed model, and actor as well. So this is a piece that I was a part of, Courage in Cannabis, The Triumphant Stories by Dr. Bridget Williams. Dr. Bridget Williams is a Black female cannabis doctor based here in Ohio, in Detroit. Here's my story, the All-American Cannabis Story. This book can be purchased as an ebook on Amazon. And there's about 30 different stories from 30 different authors, all different walks of life that have experienced cannabis. You have people that have been incarcerated, you have doctors, lawyers, consultants, patients, athletes, former athletes. So there's a lot of great storytelling in that book as well. So be sure to go support that. But yeah, I just really wanted to do a quick video introduction of myself. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook. Obviously here, please like, comment, subscribe. If you want us, we want to get some more athletes on. And so if you're an athlete, like, you don't have to be a professional athlete. If you're a runner, you exercise, you do yoga, but you also indulge in cannabis, and you have a story to tell, we would love to have you on the platform. Again, this is an educational platform. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I don't own any cannabis facilities. Nothing is for sale on here. It is strictly digital media, independent media. So again, we appreciate all the support. If you're a part of the cannabis community, it is up to us to educate and build, healthy communities where we can stop stigmatizing folks that choose to consume herbal medicine, right? And however they choose to consume, right? It's not up to me to look at somebody and say, oh, well, he smokes too much. I don't know what that person is dealing with, right? Now, I do advocate for holistic lifestyle, right? So eating properly. So eating nutritious meals, not overeating, going and walking, exercising, stretching, yoga, lifting weights from time to time, staying active, being outside, having a hobby, being creative, prayer, meditation. I believe having a spiritual life is important. So I don't think cannabis is something that is a one thing and one shoe fits all, right? Like, I'm 6 foot, 200 pounds. I'm going to consume more cannabis than somebody that is 5 foot nothing, 120 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, also, I deal with a lot more pain. Like, I'm a former athlete, a combat athlete. So, my pain is going to be different. My mental state is going to be a little different than somebody who's never had to hit somebody, over and over and over again, or somebody that doesn't have arthritis in both ankles, or somebody that's not from the inner cities of Rochester, New York, and has dealt with poverty, working class America, deals with racism on a day-to-day basis, right? So again, my consumption might be a little bit more than everybody else's or than other people, but I am not here to judge folks, right? In their cannabis consumption. But I do, again, um, cannabis shouldn't be your only thing, right? Like, yes, I deal with pain, but that doesn't mean like I smoke and I'm just lazy. No, I consume and I'll go walk or I'll go stretch or I'll go work out, go get in a sauna, right? I'll get creative. I'll do some emails. I'll do some work. Like cannabis really, or I'll go to sleep if I need to sleep. But cannabis really is something that just helps knock the edge off, right? Of life sometimes, which I enjoy. And again, there's more than just THC, which gets you high. The with which is the head high. You have CBD, CBG, CBN. So those are more body highs. You don't have to just combust it or smoke it in a joint. You have you have vapes, you have topicals, you have pills, you have obviously flour you can vape. There's lotions. So there's a lot of tinctures. There's a lot of different ways to get cannabis into the body now. And there's a lot more states that are legalizing as well. So again, I think everybody, it's important for, if you've never done cannabis before and you're thinking about trying it, start slow. You know what I mean? Find your balance, find what works for you. Also, don't focus on indica or sativa. Don't focus on THC level. You want to focus on terpenes and what type of terpenes rock with you. And that's why it's important when you can smell the weed, because your nose will tell you, now it's just some hemp, but your nose is going to tell you like which buds that you really want. So, but again, I'm in Ohio, so we don't have smell jars. You can't see the weed before you buy it. So you kind of got to know what you like going in. And again, there's, every state's doing something different. So again, I'm in Ohio, I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Let me know. We'll do a roll call. So let me know in the comments which city you're from. Also, let me know your thoughts on athletes in cannabis, and the idea behind consuming and still being an athlete. Again, like I said, I only speak from personal experience, right? I can only share the stories of my friends and my peers that I know. And I can't even share their full stories, right? So really, I can only share my perspective and how I came into cannabis, and how cannabis has impacted my life and how I've continued to grow alongside the plant. I do believe that people need to understand that just like anything else, anything could be addictive, right? People drink too much sugar or too much sugary drinks. People eat too much McDonald's. People, you can overdo a lot of things. So I think it's important, understanding micro dosing, understanding again terpenes, understanding like where you're getting your product from. A lot of these dispensaries and cultivators say, well, you should come to us because we're regulated, but a lot of times they're not telling you. They're remediating the weed, right? Putting the weed through a system and to fry off fungus and different or different bacteria and stuff. So again, it's a lot going on, but again, we back. Peace.